Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Ifya Alonge and today we're going to be talking about dependent visa to the UK. If this is a topic you're interested in, then stay tuned. The purpose of doing this video is to answer some questions that have been asked, and I've been trying to see how best to answer them in detail. This video might be in two parts because I don't want it to be too long, but I'm just going to take my time to answer as many questions as I can, and hopefully this is going to help you with your dependent visa to the UK. So before we go into this video, I would like to do a disclaimer. I am not a legislated agent or anything like that. I'm just someone who traveled to the UK as a student and came in my husband as my dependent, and I just decided to share how that went by. Please, this is just from personal experience and things that I have read on the UK site and my friends have gone through. Thank you. Now, if you see me looking down sometimes, it's because I took my time to write those questions in a note and I'm just answering them one after the other. Now, without talking too much, let's get into the gist of the day. The very first question we have here is, who is a dependent? Who is a dependent? So when we're talking about dependent visa to the UK here, we're talking about family members. We're talking about immediate family members. We're talking about your husband, your wife, your partner, your children. Those are your dependents, basically. And for the UK visa, are usually allowed to travel with at most 5 dependents. So if you happen to have 6 children, including your spouse, that makes it 7. I don't know how to answer that question. So you must be wondering, dependent to who? So dependent to a main applicant. A main applicant is the person who is applying to the UK either for work or for study, or who is already in the UK and you're going to join. That person is the main applicant. Now you that is going with the person as a spouse or as a civil partner or as a child to that person is who we are addressing as a dependent, and you are the one that we made this video for. You want to understand how the process of traveling with your main applicant. This is what this video is for. I hope I've been able to define who a dependent is. So if you're the uncle to the sister to the niece of a main applicant, I'm sorry, you're not a dependent. Really, they're particular about making sure that it is an immediate relative. However, if you're an uncle to the sister to the brother of someone and you want to go to the UK, you can go as a visitor to the person. You can go, the person might be eligible to have a visitor come in to see them, but that's topic for another day. Today is for the dependent. And the second and I think most important question that people ask me is, what documents do I need to travel to the UK? What documents do I need? Please take a note, take your pen and paper and try to write it down. The first thing you need is your international passport. You should have taken your time to go through the process of getting your passport. Make sure your passport is ready for travel. Now, the second thing you need is your marriage certificate or birth certificate for your child, as the case may be. You need your marriage certificate before you can prove that you're married to someone or you want to travel as someone's partner. You need to be able to show that this is the evidence of our marriage, and that is your wedding certificate. So you need that, very important. So if you plan to travel, make sure you've gone through, and the most recognized one is usually the one gotten in the court, or there are certain religious organizations or religious groups that are licensed to give certificates. Just ensure that when you do your registry wedding is licensed. Now, the next thing you need are bank statements. You need to be able to show bank statements. I mean, like proof of funds. We're going to talk about proof of funds in details later, but you need your bank statements. So alongside your wedding certificate, you need other things to show evidence of marriage or evidence of relationship, such as your affidavits. For those who got affidavits, your newspaper publication. Some people show chats, maybe get a WhatsApp chat or anything like that. They show records of funds that has been exchanged between both of them over time. When I was traveling here with my partner, we didn't show our chat or records of funds that has been exchanged between us. We just showed submitted our wedding certificate, our newspaper publication and affidavit, and that was okay. However, the more the better. Oh, we also added our wedding pictures. So the more the better. If you have chat record, if you have funds exchange record, in fact, if you have where you said hi and hello, please print it out and add it to your visa application. So you need to as many things as you can to show that indeed this person is my partner. Please use them. Your wedding certificate, your affidavit, your chat record, newspaper publications, wedding pictures. Please, as many things as you can use them. You also need tuberculosis test results. So they're going to ask you to do, many of us, if you're from Nigeria, you're going to need your tuberculosis test results. There are many other, just some people that are exempt from it, but you're going to know because on the UK site it's going to be explained there. But but generally you need your UK tuberculosis test result. Tuberculosis test is often booked online, so you just go online to book for it. I think there are just 2 centers where you can book them, in Abuja and then in Lagos. So go online to do your research and where to book my tuberculosis test in Lagos. If you're in Lagos, and if you're not in Lagos, in Abuja or wherever you are around the world, tuberculosis test might be important for you to do. Some people need evidence of criminal record. That's especially if you're coming on a work visa. Many times you need evidence of criminal record, so it might be important for you to also get that. So I've mentioned your passport, I've mentioned your wedding certificate, I've mentioned your bank statement, I've mentioned your maybe wedding affidavit, wedding pictures, your chat records. I've mentioned sometimes some people need evidence of criminal record, and then I've also mentioned tuberculosis test. For now, these are the things that I know that are important. Next is dependent benefits. What are the benefits for a dependent in the UK? Your benefits are basically same as the main applicant. I mean, your visa expires when the main applicant visa expires. You have the opportunity to work full-time, like for as long as you want to, but just know at the back of your mind that once your partner's visa expires, that is when yours will also expire. So even if your partner has been here for like 7 months or 8 months and has just 4 months to go, and then you come around that 4 months, when your partner's visa is expiring in that 4 months, that is when yours is also going to expire. So that's that about that. But then you enjoy other things for your children. If the children are dependent, you also get the benefit of your children can go to private or state schools, as the case may be. Another question I often get is, can I apply by myself? Yes, you can. I applied by myself for my partner. We applied by ourselves. I think if you know how to use the internet and if you know how to read, it's quite straightforward and quite simple. Just know that I need this, I need this, I need this. Take it one step at a time in making sure that you get your documents ready, and that's it. There's no hidden thing behind it. But if you want to use an agent or an agency, you can also go use them. I'm not against using agents at all. If you think that this is too difficult and you might not be able to work around it, definitely use an agent. I'm just trying to tell you that it is possible for you to do it by yourself. I did with my partner. You can just go online. All these details are literally available online. I'm going to drop a link down below where you get more explanation on dependence and everything that you need. Just take it one step at a time. So what my partner and I did is, we need passport. Okay, let's start the process of ensuring that our passport is ready. Once we got that, we moved on to the next thing. We need our wedding certificate. We are working with a timeline. Okay, let's book with registry and make sure that we get that on lockdown. Once we got that, we need to now pay for this. Let's see. Do you know, we take it one step at a time. It's not difficult at all. Now to the main question of the day: how much will all of this cost me? How much will it cost me to relocate to the UK as a dependent? Now, there are different things that you're going to need money for. You're going to need money for your proof of funds. I think that's where the bulk of the money goes. You're going to need money for your visa. You're going to need money for your IHS, Immigration Health Surcharge. You're going to need money for your ticket, your flight ticket. And yeah, that's basically it. Of course, you would have to make arrangement for your accommodation as well. But I'm just talking about the basic things that you're going to need to pay for before you get to travel. So we're going to take that one after the other. like I think the first thing I mentioned was your proof of funds. What is a proof of fund? Proof of fund is something that you show that, oh, I have enough money to take care of myself and take care of my partner and take care of my children, as the case may be. Remember, I said you can travel to the UK with your partner and your children. You can go, they can go with you as your dependent. So proof of funds is what the main applicant will show in their bank accounts, that they can take care of you as a dependent as well as the children. If the main applicant is a student, it means, and they are traveling with their partner, it means that the applicant has to show proof of funds for themselves and their partner. Let me take that again. If the main applicant is a student and you're traveling to the UK with your partner and or children as your dependent, it means that you have to show proof of funds for yourself alongside your partner and your children. Now, if the main applicant is a student on scholarship, then your case might be peculiar in that there are some scholarships that cover both the winner of the scholarship and their dependent. But there are some other scholarships that do not cover for the dependent of the winner or the recipient of the scholarship. So it depends on which category you fall. Now, if you fall under the category where you're a student on a scholarship, however, your scholarship doesn't cover that of your partner, it means that you are expected to have proof of funds in your account for your dependents. If your scholarship covers yours, then that's fine. But if it doesn't cover yours, you are going to still have to show for yourself and your dependents. If you are coming on a work visa, if you're being sponsored, if they're of a company that is sponsoring you are A-rated companies, they're sponsoring you on A-rated sponsorship, you might not have to show proof of funds. They would have shown that you don't have to show it and they're going to cover you. So that's perfect. It means that you're just going to come. You might need to cover other things, but you're not covering proof of funds because the company sponsoring you has taken care of it for yourself and your dependent. But if the company sponsoring you for work are not covering your proof of funds, or they're not covering proof of funds for your partner or your children, it means that you might need to show proof of funds for them. Now, I've been talking about proof of funds and you're wondering how much exactly is this proof of funds. If you're a student, as a student, if your school is in London, your proof of funds is about £845 per month. And you are expected to show a proof of funds of about 9 months. So that's going to be a total of £7,605. It's a lot of money, I know. It's a lot of money. So you're expected to show proof of funds for that, and that's for one dependent. So your proof of funds is supposed to be for you're supposed to show a record of like the amount you're going to have for about 9 months. So like I just said now, £845 per month, and you're showing for 9 months. That means £7,605. So you're going to have that equivalent in Naira if you're in Nigeria or wherever you are. You're going to show that equivalent in your currency in your account, and it's expected to be in your account for 28 consecutive days. So I'm trying not to complicate this, and I hope that you get it. So proof of funds is the amount you're supposed to have in your account. Now, it can be in your account or it can be in the account of your dependent. It doesn't really matter whose account is in. If it's for the children, it's better to be in your account as the main applicant. So now you have that money, you put that money into your account. Let's say we are dealing with £7,605. So you put that money into your account and you leave it there for 28 consecutive days uninterrupted. Don't touch it. Don't withdraw. Don't mistakenly debit small. Nothing. Just leave it there for 28 days without interruption. And then after the 28 days, you can then print out your bank statement. And that is the bank statement you're going to use for your visa application. Remember when I was mentioning the documents you need, I mentioned bank statement. So that is the bank statement you're going to use. Your money should have been there for about 28 consecutive days. Don't withdraw. You can even add to the money, it's okay, but make sure you do not withdraw from the money. That is that about that. Now, if you're outside London, according to what is on the site right now, you're going to pay £680, and for 9 months, that's about £6,120. Don't be afraid. I know that this money is a lot. Don't be afraid. There's nothing that God cannot do. Yeah, so that's that about proof of funds. I really hope that we understand it. And then the next thing we are going to have to pay for. Remember, we are answering the question, how much will all this cost me? And I've mentioned proof of funds and what it's going to cost you. The next thing you're going to have to pay for will be your visa. So after you've put your proof of funds, you've gotten all your documents ready, that is the point where you now apply for your visa. So you have to make sure that you've already put that money in the account and 28 days is complete and you've withdrawn the bank statement. You have to make sure that your passport is ready. You have to make sure that your wedding certificate, affidavit, pictures, everything is ready. If you're a student, you're going to need your CAS from school, but that's for the main applicant. Now, as a student, you're going to need CAS from the school. You're going to make sure that that is ready. And then as a dependent, really, the basic things, the main things that you need are your wedding certificate, your passport, your the proof of funds, your tuberculosis test. Once you have all these things ready, that is when you now go online to apply for the visa itself. So when you apply for the visa, you've inputted your personal details, you've uploaded this document, you're now going to take it to the page where you're going to pay for your visa. Now, paying for visa usually depends on how long you're going to stay. If you're applying for a work visa that is going to be maybe a 5-year sponsorship or something, your visa fee would vary from someone who is coming for a year. So if it's for a year, maybe the person is just coming for a year, the visa fee is also going to vary depending on the particular kind of visa that you're coming with. Now, all these details are contained in the link I'm going to attach below. I promise you, it's so detailed. You're going to find all other questions answered therein. Now, usually visa fee is about £285 for the dependent partner, £315 for the first dependent child, and £200 for each additional child. Now, another thing you're going to pay for is your immigration health surcharge. It's usually like IHS. Now, it's your health care here. Usually they say healthcare is free in the UK, but the thing is, you've paid this fee. Well, it's still free. You still get very good health care over here. So yeah, so that's what you shall pay. That's what you're going to have to pay your IHS, and IHS is currently about £624 per year for adults and £470 per year for the child dependent. So it depends on you. So remember, you're going to have your proof of funds in your account, and it's going to be there for 28 consecutive days. They're not collecting that money from you at the end of the day. It's not one of the things you pay for. It's just something that has to be in your account. It's still yours, but it has to be in your account. The things that you're going to have to pay for real, are your visa fee and your IHS, and then your ticket, your travel ticket. So those are the main things. So I've talked about the visa. Now I'm talking about the IHS. Per year, the IHS is about £624 for an adult and £470 for a child. After this, the next thing you're going to pay for will be your flight. Of course, I can't tell you the price or the fee. It ranges. It depends on how early you book your flight, how late you book your flight. Depends on the airline you're going with. There are different things to factor in, but then ranges usually between 200 and something thousand naira to about 400 or 500 or 800,000 naira, depending on when you book and the flight you're going with. That's that about that. Now, I think that's all when it comes to cost. There are some other little things that you might need to pay for. I remember during our time we had to pay for COVID test kit, but then I don't know how that is right now. Like I said, your accommodation will be another thing you will spend for. I would advise that before you travel to the UK, you're already doing your search. You could do your search on sites like Rightmove. Which other site is there? I'm just going to put some links. I think 2 links that I can recommend that you could check for accommodation. You could also ask friends that you know, maybe you're going to the part, depending on the particular city that you're going to, just ask them about accommodation prices and things like that, so you can have a plan of where you're going to be arriving at. So I hope that I've been able to answer your question today. Oh, there was also a question about, I don't want to come to the UK for study, and at the same time I'm not in the health sector. What do I do? I really can't see. Like I said, I'm not an agent or anything like that, because I know that the job shortage right now is in the healthcare. Oh more, those are the hot cake, nurses, care sector generally. But I do know that there are some care jobs that do not require experience. Now I'm not so sure if you have to be in the UK to apply for them, or if you can apply for them from where you are. What I can recommend is that you go online NHS websites. There are quite a number of jobs there. Some require experience and some don't. I also drop the link of a YouTuber that has talked a lot. Tochish has talked extensively about jobs that you can get even while you're not in the UK. So you can visit our site and see more of that. But I'm just going to say that currently the door is open, the window is open for people to come into the UK, especially if you have an experience in care or interest in care. There's like an open window for it, and it's an opportunity to come in here. Now I hope that I've been able to answer these questions. I hope that I've tried to make your process easy for you. In summary, what you need as a dependent to come to the UK are you should be able to pay your IHS surcharge fee. You should be able to pay for your visa. You should have proof of funds. The proof of funds can be in your account as a dependent or in the account of the main applicant. But if children are involved, if the children are the dependent, it's advisable to have the proof of funds in the account of the main applicant. Then your flight ticket fee, and then of course you have sorted your accommodation, or at least had an idea of the plan for your accommodation. When I say sorted your accommodation, I don't mean pay for accommodation before you arrive. It's always advisable to get here and see what you're paying for before you pay. I just mean you should have scouted, should have googled, should have looked around. That's if you don't have a family member you want to come and stay with in the meantime. Make sure you've looked around well enough and secure the space for yourself. Thank you so much, guys. I wish you all the best. Love you. Bye.